idea is born, the equivalent economic factors that are necessary come into place too. It's not that long ago you were trading birds and furs and feathers and beads and stones. That was the basis of your economy. And now look at the basis of your economy. Now your economy is predominantly based upon ideas. Now your economy is about the vibrational basis that you are about, you see. And there is plenty there for all of you, and anything that you earn will not detract one bit from what anybody else earns. You just got to line up with what's in there, you see. That was good. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, how would you begin telling a story that matches that? And if you want to know, you can find yourself choking on the words of the story that feels more natural to you. In other words, I don't want to work. So let's start with that story. I know I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Now let's make that story feel better, which means I don't want to feel lack of freedom. I don't want to be in bondage. I don't want to feel lack of freedom. I want to release resistance, which means I want to let go of control, which means this time I'm going to do it different. I'm not going to amass my fortune through action. I'm going to let the law of attraction bring it to me, and I know it will be revealed to me. And I know that I've put enough into my escrow, and I know that there is a deservability factor, and I don't feel undeserving. I just haven't really known about lining up vibration. And now I'm getting the idea about lining up vibration. I can feel that it's coming closer, and I'm hopeful that I start feeling lighter and freer about that. And meanwhile, look what a good thing I've done for myself. I have worked hard. I have gathered. I have a really good basis of a life that I'm living. I am retired, which means I do feel free. I get to do predominantly what I'm wanting to do, and the basis that I'm living in is really a nice place, a nice bouncing off place. I'm not feeling any discomfort or any deprivation. I'm living a really wonderful life. I'm feeling proud of myself, of where I've put myself. And now, what a perfect time in my life to be there, retired at this early age, and reaching now for new things and having this philosophy and these new ideas and understanding the laws of the universe. And I've already proven to myself that I don't want to go back into the traditional sort of work. Never wanted to do that. Don't have to do that. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to stay right here in this nest that I've created, and I'm just going to appreciate it unendingly and appreciate myself for what I've accomplished. And I am now going to begin telling the story of abundance. I'm going to begin dreaming the dream. I'm going to catch up vibrationally with what's in my vibrational escrow, and it's going to be so much fun to watch the universe cause me to rendezvous with the things that are necessary for me to rendezvous with. And along this path to these dreams that I've stated, the bigger, better home, the area that I really want to live in, and all the freedom and abundance and all of the stuff that goes with this, as I am in the process of attracting what feels like that sort of ending place, I am about to begin on the journey that is the time of my life, because this is the time where I actually get to see myself fashion a story that feels better, tell it until it feels natural, then see the evidence of things moving in around it. I'm about to show myself that it is not action or working or bondage or lack of freedom that brought me any of the things. I just let as much of that in under those restrictions as was possible. Now I'm lifting all restrictions. It's the perfect time of my life. I'm in the perfect place of my life. I know what to do. My work, I've just assigned myself new work. I'm the writer of a new story. I'm going to tell the story the way I want it to be until I perfect the story as I want it to be. Not because the universe needs to hear the story in order to make it happen. It's already amassed from what I've been living. I'm telling this story. I'm telling this story and lots of different versions of it for the singular intention of feeling good while I tell it. Because when I feel good while I tell it, I'm lining up with what's already there. So I'm going to tell the story and watch what happens, and tell the story and watch what happens, and tell the story. This is my new occupation. I proclaim it to the world. I am the teller of the story of the abundance of my life, and I know that I live in a cooperative universe that will back up every sentence and paragraph that I write or speak. What a wonderful profession I have. I'm going to dictate to the universe, for the purpose of aligning my energies, the details of the fantastic life that I am now embarking on. All is well here. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I bought the CD.
I have a quick question.
Well, depending upon where you are, the words will be there for you or not.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll hear it. You heard it all just now. And can't you feel how different you feel?
I do. It's like I want this so much. I want to understand. I want this to work for me. I mean, I feel like...
So now the story you're telling, and it's all right, because you can't tell a story very far from where you are, but now you are, in essence, arguing for your limitations just a little bit. In other words, you're telling us how much you want it. And we say, so... In other words, you don't have to justify to the universe that you want it bad for the universe to give it to you. The universe is giving it to you whether you want it really, really bad or just a little bit. The universe doesn't say, how bad does she really want it? If she really, really wants it, we'll line it up. But when you beat the drum of how bad you want it, you emphasize how far you think you are from it. That's what that statement is. I really want this thing that I can't figure out how to get.
I want to clarify. It's not the thing that I really want. It's... I want to understand and live your way of teaching. I want to understand this. I want it to. I mean, and I feel like I'm always struggling to learn it or struggling to go back and get to where I.
Yeah. So. Tell a different story.
Okay. Well, Can I get my second question and I'll
No. Tell us the story. Because you see, that's what you do. That's what almost everybody does. You tell this story that will not let you have what you want, and then you say, next subject, and we say, so just leave that lingering right there where it will keep you in a place of resisting of what you want. We already spent a lot of time bringing you to another place, and in one sentence you went right back to where you were and said, let's just leave it there. And we say, let's not. Let's move it back to where it belongs before we move on.
All right.
I learned quickly. I learned quickly. I'm a really smart person. Anything I put my mind to, I can figure out. All kind of processes I've learned. This is kind of new to me. I think it's new to a lot of people. This idea of being vibrational is sort of hard to get your thoughts around. I've been a sort of realist. I've been an actual person. I can see things before me. I've always said I know it when I see it. When I see something, I'm able to choose from it. But it's harder for me to just conjure it out of thin air. But now I'm beginning to understand this process, and it all makes sense to me. And law of attraction makes perfect sense to me too. And just like I've been able to figure a lot of things out, I've always been well employed. I'm a good student. I take things seriously. I can apply my mind. And sure, this is a little bit awkward for me, but I can figure this out. And as I do, as I focus a little more, I will find more and more familiarity with it. And it will get easier and easier for me. And you got to start somewhere. And I'm starting in a really good place. Look where I'm starting. I'm not in trouble. I'm not sick. There's not anything going wrong in my life. I'm stable. I'm at the perfect bouncing off place for this phenomenal life. And so I'm just going to have fun with these stories. Pretend that you're a screenplay writer writing the story of your life the way you want it to be. Just write it. Find the place. You did, Danville. Find the lifestyle. You did, Bay Area. Find the feeling of it. It's cool and it's delicious and it's cultural. And the people around me are delicious, and I'm in a good feeling place, and I have access to so many things that I want, and I've queued myself up for this, and then I discovered that I was in the perfect place to really begin my life the way I want it to be. And so in the opening chapter of my book, I will explain briefly that I've come through a lot, and here I am sort of at the peak of my life, and many people look at retirement as sort of a slowing down. I'm seeing it as a revving up. I'm seeing it as a time when I feel more free than I've ever felt before. And so here I go with the rest of my life. And so I launched my life by launching my dreams. And I fashioned a house, and I got the floor plans all laid out. And I know exactly where I want the house to be. And I know exactly how many rooms it will be, and what the texture will be, and what the lifestyle in it will be, and what the motif will be. It's vivid and clear in my life. And now I'm living in this beautiful house. And I have to tell you that the ease of living in this house is even more delicious than I ever thought it would be, because I was just contemplating it one piece at a time, but now I'm in it. And so the other day, Esther said to Jerry, tell me a story. They were driving, and Esther was bored. Tell me a story, she said. And so he said, what story would you like me to tell? And Esther said, tell me the story of the Del Mar house. Now, this house is complete. It has been built. It has been remodeled. It has been landscaped.